No, it's not Charles. This is my beat battle breakdown. Alright, let's get into this breakdown. If you weren't there last week for the semifinals, basically, there were a couple problems. I know some other producer couldn't submit or something. I ended up submitting the sample, like the original sample, the sample that everyone flips into a beat. I submitted that instead of my beat that I worked on. So that was a huge L. That was super devastating. We're here now. Kenny listened to the beat. I was able to make it into the finals. So I'm excited to be with all you amazing producers that were in there last week. It'll be great. But yeah, let's get into the beat breakdown. Basically for this song, I started with the drums first. I have Addicted Drums, and I have the More Slap Kit, which is from a producer called Kele Maestro. Super awesome producer. I think the sample pack's like $10 or something, so definitely consider it. The Addicted Drums sound really real, and I like that. And then the More Slap Kit is just, beefed up a little bit. So them together sound really good. It sounds like this. Love that. Came up with a chord progression on keys as addictive keys, compressor and RC20 on both of these. The second track here is just the same track, down an octave, just to beef that up a little bit. That sounds like this. So I had that, and I was happy with that, but I knew I wanted to do some kind of intro. So I started coming up with intro with drums and keys. Sounds like this. So I was happy with that. In hindsight, I probably would have made that shorter, given that I was thinking about it at the time, but I was not. After that, I laid down some bass. This is the P bass, EQ, rolling off a lot of that high information, compressor, CLA bass, R bass to give it some thickness, and Fat Effects. Fat Effects is a cool stock Logic plugin that has like a saturation element to it. But it's free and it's awesome, and it helps your bass stick out of the mix a little bit. Laid down the bass, and that sounded like this. So I was happy with that. After that, I started working on the sample, and the sample was hilarious from this week. It was like a kid rapping about his grandma on crack. Kind of hard though. So on this, I just kind of chopped it up and found bits to make it kind of sound like he's just spitting bars on top of this. It's kind of like a more epic sounding thing with the drum fills and stuff. So he's just kind of like screaming over this beat, and I really liked how that ended up sounding. It sounds like it. He's just spitting. After that, I added some guitar chords for that intro part. It sounds like this. On the guitar rig and compressor. The guitar rig is just like the Fender American Clean or whatever. Sounds like this. So that was cool. Once it hits this like kind of verse section before the outro, I added two things. I added the Prophet Rev 2, which is behind me. Added in a lead part there, and then kind of added this like call and response guitar thing. So like a lead and then a lead on the guitar to kind of go against one another. On guitar, it's the same as the other one. On the Prophet, I have a compressor and some RC20. Those two things sound like this. So I thought that was cool. Gave it some kind of like lead elements and melody on that verse part. I still felt like it needed some stuff, so I added these things, and I usually add these into my beats, even if they're kind of down in the mix. But Chicago Street, just like a Logic, like what is it? Sax, trumpet, and trombone, like together. And the vibraphone, which I just played it on the vibraphone here, and then took the MIDI and shifted it up, and it's doing the same thing as the sax doing. That sounds like this. So that was cool. I got another like Chicago Street track here, just doing like a stab and holding out the note. It sounds like this. I was starting to become happy with it. Here's just a mellotron, just holding out like some notes. In hindsight, like I don't even remember really where I was going with this, but I think I just wanted wanted more texture at this point, so I added this like lead part, and this sounds like this. So yeah, I was happy with that. And then here I just started adding in some like, vocal samples, some stuff to just kind of make it more interesting. This is like like a yeah sample that I add and everything. Sounds like that. Thought it was a good way to like drop into the beat there. These guys are just like more just, this is just some chimes. And this is like a shout. But again, just small stuff, not super loud or anything, but just adds to the total vibe. It sounds like this. This was my favorite sample that I added, which was this like soul cut, soul chop or whatever, but ended up sounding so good going into the verse part. It sounds like this. And that's the beat. And Logic has this awesome feature, which if you're not using, you should have 100% be using, which is VariSpeed. And I just took it up to, I think I took it up 11. And it sounds like this. I'm going to play through the beat. But again, thanks everybody. Appreciate the support. Excited to be with some legends next Saturday for the finals. Best of luck to everybody. This was my breakdown. Thank you very much. I'll see you.